Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Laser Maker's Realm. Where'd he go? He went over there somewhere. That's Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy.
That's Patrick down there with Light Source Engraving.
And that's Steve, the hobo with wood.
I did that on purpose, Steve.
Well, I like chasing everything. There we go. So, hey, everybody, and welcome to another fun and exciting evening with the Laser Makers on Laser Maker's Realm. We have some files to share with you tonight. A couple different things. We've got some acrylic keychains that we've designed. Rich, did you get a chance to upload that also, the little rolly box that I did for the focus thing?
It's in the download if that's
okay,
what you're
yeah, it's in the downloads.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a couple of different designs and files to share with you. Should be some fun times. And what I want to ask you guys to do, as usual, we're all going to talk about the files that we shared on Laser Maker's Realm, the YouTube channel, the stuff we've been working on, and we're going to try and address as many questions as you guys have as we possibly can get to. But because we do kind of drag behind instead of going through everything in real time with the comments, if you have a question, when you post that question, put a question mark after your comment, because if you don't, as I'm scrolling through them, I may pass right by it because I'm thinking you're, hey, from Indiana, hey, from North Carolina.
Yeah, is it a comment or is it a question?
Yeah, put a question mark on it so I'll know to pay attention to that and make sure we try to get to as many questions as we can, because that's why you're here, hopefully, not just to be entertained and get free files, but to get resolutions to anything that you may have had popped up. So, does that cover what we got going on tonight?
Yeah, mention the new $sign that's down below where the chat is.
Thank you. We have still got all of the regular donation options available, but we did reach a milestone on Laser Maker's Realm. We have now finally had the opportunity to monetize our videos, and that gave us the option underneath your comments. You see the little $sign there. So in the past, if you didn't want to do PayPal, you didn't want to do Zelle, or you didn't want to do any of those other options, now you can use your that super thanks little function there in the middle of the comments or bottom of the comments.
Yep.
All right.
And also coming soon in the next couple of days, there's going to be a membership available as well. That's $3.99 a month. If you sign up to become a member of the channel, your questions will always get answered, because we'll know that in the chat, and your questions will get priority over everyone else. And we will definitely not skip over them. So that's something that's coming soon as well. And we're not going to bother you so much for the donations anymore, because we now have the thanks button, and everybody knows they can just click that little $sign below while we're live. And when the video is being replayed, there'll be a little button that says thanks that you can click there if you want to donate to the channel.
And
donations are still, as usual, what you see on the bottom of the screen. So if you don't want to use either one of those two functions, you can use any of the ones that are scrolling across the bottom of the screen.
And your donations are greatly appreciated. I say this every time and on all my videos. It does keep this channel going.
Absolutely.
I went today to pick up supplies. I spent $40 just getting stuff to get projects ready. I don't have a booth. I don't have a vendor source. I don't sell stuff online. Everything I do is pretty much just to create projects, like the little file that I shared with you for free on Laser Maker's Realm this week. And, this takes time and money to create this stuff.
Yep.
And when you're not creating them to sell, I am depending on you and your generosity to keep this thing going. And we do have some really regular, bi-weekly, big-time donators. And that is immensely appreciated. So
yes, absolutely.
If you're one of those, thank you. I don't feel like you necessarily are doing it because you want to be called out. So I don't call anybody by name. You know who you are, and you are greatly appreciated.
So I wanted to bring up something as well. I got a bunch of messages and emails, and maybe I misspoke, or I don't know what happened. But when I did my keychain video, let me show you real quick. I did these vintage keychains, and I posted this video up this week on my channel. and I got a bunch of feedback on it where people are telling me that this is not 3 millimeter, and it's not. It's 0.04 or something like that. But I don't ever remember saying that I used 3 millimeter plastic to do it. That is the plastic that I bought. And if we come back to the other camera over here, I can show you that I bought this in this little, 3x3 square, whatever it was. But this is the way it actually comes right here. I bought another one, and everybody's saying it's expensive. Well, I don't know how that's expensive, because look at how many 3x3 squares you can get out of this sheet that's 12 by 24.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not expensive. It's like 26 cents for two of these.
And not only is it not that when you talk about the expense of it, look at the time that you're saving. But all you have to do is engrave through that top layer. There's no cleaning. There's nothing else to do. Once it comes off the laser, it's finished.
Well, it's cutting as well, so it cuts and engraves at the same time.
Right, but what I'm saying though, but after there is nothing else to do once you take it off the laser. It's a finished product.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's worth the extra few pennies that it costs compared to a raw piece of material or two pieces that you get now put together.
I think I just figured it out at like 14.5 cents a piece is the total cost. If you buy the 12 by 24 sheet. And I bought the 12 by 24 sheet, and then what I did, I'll show you what I did as well. Hang on one second. What I did was I laid that sheet in the laser like this, up in the top left corner.
Right.
I drew a 12 by 12 square in light burn, and then I just put a line straight across the bottom and cut it in half.
Mm-hmm.
So that I had 12 by 12s, and that worked just perfect.
And you can do that with the Rolly if you've got your limit switches disabled.
Yes, you have to have the limit switches. No, you don't actually have to have them disabled. You can close the lid and still do it.
Can you get that lid closed with that on there?
Yes, you can, because it's only
limit switches or door switches.
The door switches.
Door switches.
They are limit switches, but they're door switches too. Yeah.
So
don't anybody disconnecting their X and Y switches.
No, right.
No. Just the two switches up front. And now I know the newer machines now, nobody's got it yet, but if you order the machine now, probably they'll be out of stock of version 1 by next week, I would guess. Version 2 now doesn't have mechanical switches anymore. So it's got nice switches on it. They're magnetic switches now. So completely different switch on the new version of the Lasermatic 10.
All right.
And for those, just to get it out of the way, for those that keep asking about the Lasermatic 20 and when that's coming out, the 20 is coming out at the end of next month, and the 30 should follow it within a week or two after that. So that's all out of the way now. Okay.
All right. Patrick, are you there? Okay. So Patrick and I both put up videos this week in Laser Maker's Realm on YouTube. He did the nice warning laser necklace. You grab your necklace, show off your necklace.
Yeah. I want to see him wear that out.
It's very fashionable.
It's his bling. Put it on your shop door, so you keep anybody from walking in.
Well, what inspired me was actually now when I have these handheld lasers, I can just wear the sign and people will notice. Stay away from me.
Stay away. Yeah, and if people didn't see it, Patrick, how did you use those on the 4th?
Yeah, here, let me close my eyes. But you can see these are actually diodes.
And you used them to do what on the 4th?
Oh, I lit fireworks with them. I got a couple of shorts, YouTube shorts on my channel. And one, it started with lighting a bottle rocket and ended with a tannerite explosion.
I was saying he's in West Virginia, so he was blowing stuff up.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so I want to share something with you guys. and that is we have a new website. So now I just lost that. Hang on a second. Got to go back over here. There we go. So this is the new website, Laser Maker's Realm, and yeah, the old one was really crappy. I agree. But now we've got everything set up here, and we have something brand new, which is this newsletter notification. So we have a new program now that if you put your name, email address in here and say notify me, you'll get a notification every day, the day of the live stream, usually at between like 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning, so you don't forget about the live stream. And if we have any special events, you'll get notified there as well. So if you can, we would like everybody who is watching to go over to the lasermakersrealm.com and sign up for the notification service. We will be having a couple of new notifications coming as well, and there'll be different notification services. So if you want to be notified for the live stream, you use that one. We'd ask that everybody go over and sign up for it now. If you want to be notified when anytime a new video is posted, not only live streams, there's also going to be a link to that form down at the bottom of the page. And then there'll be a few different types of newsletters that you can sign up for. So right now it's just a notification service for the live streams, but probably by, I'd say, the end of the month, we'll have several different notifications there for different things that are happening that you can sign up for. So we'd really appreciate it if you went and signed up now. A lot of time and effort has gone into a lot of time, effort, and money has gone into the new website. And, we'd like to make sure that our users take full advantage of it. And all of these live streams will be posted there, as well as the downloads. So in about 15 or 20 minutes, tonight's live stream will be there, and the download will be there for tonight's stream, which that download will be there before we even finish this video and have it available to you all here. So, you really want to sign up for the Laser Maker's Realm notification service. And it's free.
And if you've already got signed up and got a notification, no, you don't have to do it more than once. Just one time is all you need to do.
Yes. So keep something else in mind, too. If you're here tonight because of the email that you got, from the notification service, you can always unsubscribe anytime that you want. But that email is also tied to my raffle. So if you're interested in trying to win a free laser, down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the address where you can sign up to win this laser that's right behind me, the Lasermatic 10, and in a raffle that we'll be having in the next live stream. Is it the next one? Yeah. In the next live stream, we're going to be giving away a brand new Lasermatic 10. So to somebody, one of our viewers. So if you sign up for our notification service, if you sign up for the raffle, you'll automatically be entered into our notification service. If you unsubscribe from that notification service, you'll automatically be unsubscribed and deleted from the raffle. So those two tie in hand. So if you've gotten the email and you're here because of the email tonight, and you unsubscribe from that, you'll also be unsubscribed from the laser raffle. So those two are tied together. Just wanted to bring that up. If you want to win a raffle, down at the bottom of the screen is the address for that. And you can come back after the stream and rewatch it. And it's very simple. lasermakersrealm.com/Rolly10. It should say Lasermatic, but
Patrick, he's trying to start a fire.
Yeah, I just thought I would demonstrate the utility of having this sign as I'm, just burning this piece of wood with this so-called Amazon flashlight.
People, Jack in the shop is specifically worried you're going to burn your finger off.
Well, go ahead and demonstrate it now. I got you in full screen.
Well, there's a video on my channel that it shows these things in use. And actually, duct tape one basically to an Ortor 10 watt and ran them side by side. So it was like using two pencils at the same time.
Yeah, I can't imagine that Amazon is selling those as flashlights. Show them what you can do.
That's how they're titled. blue tactical flashlights, but let's see. Let me get it in focus.
Look at the smoke coming off of it.
Yep.
And that is being sold on Amazon. I can see a young kid buying something like that and causing all kinds of fire.
Yeah, tactical flashlight, and or you might think it's a cat toy. You know, let your cat face the light and burn its eyeballs
I hope
out.
nobody buys that as a cat toy. Yeah, kitty. His on fire.
I mean, I don't have a problem with them being available. They just should be marketed as what they really are, so people take precautions.
Absolutely.
Correctly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
So let's get started with the maker stuff tonight, and this way we can get through this and tell you what's in the file download anyway. So I'm going to start by coming over here to my work area and showing you what I've done. So these files are going to be in the download. They are already in the download. So I started making some keychains this week, and I started off with this one right here, and the Overlook Hotel. So this is from the movie The Shining, room 237. Room 237 is where the naked lady was that turned into an old woman. And then I decided to make the Bates Motel, room number 1. And that's the room that he used to peek into from the office. And I went on my channel. I've got a whole design video on how I designed these. This was actually my prototype right here. I did the prototype on wood. And that was the first one that I did. Then I did, I think I started to do some astrological signs. And these aren't going to really come out good on camera. But this is a zodiac sign, and
it kind of looks like a calendar.
Yeah, that's the Mayan calendar. That's right. Yeah, that's what it was. And then over here, I did this for Jason. This hasn't been polished yet. The owner of Lightburn, for when I see him in October. That light is getting in the way there. And what I did here was I engraved it and then cut it out of the acrylic. And then I put some paint over the top. And this one's not finished yet, hasn't been painted yet. Neither one of these are finished or polished. This one is for a friend of mine that's a local Indian tribe. His name is John. Once this gets painted, it'll look much nicer. And then a buddy of mine has a 73 Plymouth Cuda. And he bought that car a couple of years ago, and it didn't come with the original keychain. This is a replica. Let's see if I can get you to see the lines. It's hard to get on camera. But this is a replica of the original keychain that came with the car.
Yep. The rally stripes are hard to see, but you can see they're there.
Yeah. Yep. But the original keychain was orange, 2 shades of orange, and I couldn't do that. But that's basically it. I made myself my favorite Nismo, Nissan Motor Racing. And I like these little metal things that screw together. Oh, you can't see it. These little metal things. So especially with these big keychains that cars come with nowadays.
Yeah. So
I made myself a Nismo, and then I've got some obsidian. And this is obsidian. So for those that don't know, obsidian is sparkle, black colored sparkle acrylic. And I did all this on the Lasermatic 10, and then I put some green paint over the top of it and wiped it off. So that's my personal keychain. I have 2 of them here.
All right, but which ones are in the download? What are we getting for free from you tonight?
You're getting the Overlook Hotel, the Bates Motel. I think that's it. The Overlook Hotel and the Bates Motel, and also, Steve did a holder for a wooden holder for the Lasermatic 10 for the focal gauge.
There you go.
So that's in the download as well. So it's these 2 right here, plus the focal gauge, and I don't know, it might be something else in there too.
My keychains, right?
But I especially like this because I love doing these. This is 3 different acrylics right here. So you got the black acrylic, the yellow acrylic, and the red acrylic, and it's inlaid and there's no glue. So these are hammered in with a hammer.
Of course it's hammered in.
And of course it is, because I have my trusty hammer right here that was sent to me by Mr. Bruce Parker. He didn't like my little hammer, so he sent me 2 big hammers.
All right, so those are the keychains you're sharing, but you did include my self-defense keychains, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about mine right now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
you brought up the focal box, and I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't bring up the defense gauge. All right, okay.
No, the defense keychains that you showed earlier are also in the download. Yeah, yeah. I was just talking about mine.
I haven't showed them to the viewers tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and do that?
I don't know what you got in that coffee cup, buddy, but okay.
Don't ask.
All right, so we strategized this live stream actually right after the end of the last one, and Rich said, "Hey, let's do some keychains, and we'll do acrylic keychains." And that was the end of that topic. We were going to come up with some acrylic. There was no other discussion about what we were going to do, whose designs were going to what. And a week later, Rich posted the first one he's going to share, and it's the Overlook Motel. And I was like, man, I just did the same thing. And not only that, but I actually was doing the Bates Motel too. I was like, okay, all right.
And I had already designed the Bates Motel too.
Yeah, his was done. I'm like, okay, I'll back up.
You know what they say about brilliant minds?
I'll back up and punt. So I started trying to figure out, well, what can I do? And I used to have an automotive repair shop, and so I was handed keychains constantly with, everything from, rabbit's feet to coin purses to whatever.
Hey, Steve, really quickly, let's. I noticed that Jerry's in the green room from 3DHP. He did some keychains this week too. Let me bring him in, and then you can continue. Okay.
Okay.
So, hey, Jerry.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good to see you, everybody. This is Jerry from 3DHP. He does his own live stream every Saturday from 1 to 3 Pacific, I think it is.
Yeah.
3DHP is a printing channel, but he also does lasers. And Jerry watched my video and did some keychains. So he's here tonight too. But let me send this back to, I just want to say welcome, Jerry. Let me send this back to Steve. Sorry about that, Steve.
No worries. All right. So after seeing all those different concepts and all these different accessories on keychains, let's do some self-defense keychains. So in the files I'm sharing with you in this download from this live stream, and these were more catered towards a woman's hands or a teenager's hands. And I've got one that's supposed to be kind of like a kitty cat, and it's made where you can put your fingers in there. And these are only made out of 1.5 2 millimeter acrylic. These are not going to be sturdy. They'll probably
one-time use. You only need them once.
Yeah, they'll break after 1 or 2 hits, but 1 or 2 is probably all you're going to need with this.
Yep.
But I've got a little kitty cat design with the little whiskers cut out in there. And then and I'm in North Carolina, and I've seen a lot of people commenting tonight they're in here from North Carolina. So, we're right here in the middle of the Bible Belt. So I had to do a Jesus fish, but I incorporated it with brass knuckles. So, you want to lay hands on somebody, you can lay hands on somebody. And then lastly, something a little bit more masculine. I went with a little skull and little fangs looking, and he's actually got some etching done.
Don't look too closely at that, folks.
This was redesigned. The etching that's on here is not the etching that you will receive, because it was a little bit iffy.
Funky nose.
But the concept is still the same, the etching and the fangs. Like I said, if you cut these out, you might want to try them on a piece of basswood or something before you go and baste a piece of acrylic and just test fit your finger holes. But really, these, I would market them for your wife, for your daughters who are off at school and college, or if they're working somewhere, they got to get from the car to. One girl told me, she said, I don't need something like that. I carry a Glock. And I said, okay, where's your Glock? She was in the car. And I said, well, you got to get to the car. I said, put these on your hand, put this on you, and just in case for, you don't ever want to use it. You don't ever want to use your Glock, but it ain't going to do you any good if your Glock's in the car. But you got these, somebody tries to grab you,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Thank you, Gary, for that donation. We really appreciate that.
so we got three self-defense keychains that you can work with and modify and make your own. And then he mentioned the little box I made for my focal gauge. Now, prior to me receiving mine, I didn't understand many people have complained about laying down this little focal gauge and you misplacing it because it's one, it's a small, and two, it's the same color as the frame of the machine.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Sorry, Steve.
I've got a nice little box that I made that is just large enough for the focal gauge to fit into. And I put some command strip on the back of it, and it just sticks right on the side of my machine. And it's now in a fixed location. I always know where it's at. I don't have to go look for it. That little box does not, Rich is not going to like this design because it does not require a hammer. It can be just slipped together and glued up without any force whatsoever. But those, the focal gauge box and those three self-defense keychains, those are what are going to be in tonight's download from me. What I shared with you on the YouTube channel, Laser Makers Realm, this week was this little piece of artwork here. And this is a play on
Thank you, Lorene.
A design that I got from Steve Springer. He shared this concept with me several weeks ago, and I've been playing with it ever since.
That's nice.
It's kind of neat. It's, you know, when you look at it from the front, the legs all but disappear. Especially when you throw it, you know, the legs all but disappear. It looks like it's a floating frame there. But this is just a funny, cute little piece. Are you kidding me right now? You can change this, but this is not a photo frame. I am working on a version of this where it will be an actual frame to put the photograph in, and that will be uploaded on hobowithwood.com this week.
And you guys want to be here for the next stream as well, because we're going to show you something that you can do to that's going to make an extreme difference. We're not going to give you any hints today.
Okay. I got lost for myself there for a minute, but several people have all been making comments here about these in the background. This you're seeing, if you've watched my YouTube, you've seen this in this week's YouTube channel. You can't really, he's getting washed out, but she is a little pink cow, and this one's a little blue cow, and he's got horns. This one don't. It's a little girl cow, little boy cow. They're made with easels, the freestanding, and they have
changeable tags.
Yep, changeable tags that come with all 12 months. So you can, this is like a photo prop. You've got a newborn, you want to do a photo every month. And then someone else suggested in the comments something you could do with these tags, and I'll probably remodify these, is on the flip side of the tag, you could actually turn that into a small frame and put a little photograph of, you know, the 1 month, 2 month, you actually put a photo on it to identify which one. And then this is what I finished today. And a lot of feedback from the Laser Makers Realm on Facebook. The Rolly Automation Group helped to finalize this design. It's a 4-layer cross that I'm working on that'll also be on Hobo with Wood. So those are the projects I've had going, and
really nice.
Thank you. If you're interested in any of these that are not free, that you're not seeing it as a free download, you can find those files on hobowithwood.com. All right.
Excellent.
Where'd Rich go?
I'm here.
Okay. Well, I see your laser. You going doing something on the laser?
I'm just going to get a job running on here.
Okay.
But I mean, it shouldn't affect anything else.
No, I didn't, and I wasn't prepared to cut out any keychains tonight.
That's okay.
It
doesn't matter. I just wanted to show people how I did the one keychain with my name on it.
Okay. And I'm going to start going through. I know you were acknowledging the thanks on all the donations, and thank you for everybody that has donated and that we'll donate because it's going to be laid really heavy on you as this progresses, and you're going to just feel led to hit that button.
Yes, please.
Let's see. A lot of people from down under in New Zealand, Australia. Let's see here. We got several more rednecks from North Carolina in here again tonight. Looking for question marks in the questions, folks.
Okay, so I am going to be showing you how I did my obsidian keychain, except I'm going to do it on wood. And this was a very, very simple design. So all I did was take the word hobby guy and offset it with the offset command over here. That's it. That's all I did. And I put the offset onto a cut path, and I drew a little circle, 2 circles, and I welded these 2 together. And that is the whole design. That's the whole design right there. So now in my library, I had done this on acrylic, but what I have in there tonight is plywood. So let me go to plywood, and let me go to my cuts and layers, and I am on the cut layer. So we're going to go to 2mm cut and assign that. Hey, if you folks don't know about this library, if you have a 10-watt laser, I spent almost 300 hours designing this library, testing every single material that you see in here. And this is available in my online store, engraveandcutfiles.com. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to do engrave, and we're going to assign the engrave to the black layer, and we're all set. So now if I come to my laser over here, and if I have the wood positioned. You see how I have this in the top left corner? That's where my wood is positioned on the workbench. And I don't have to frame or anything else. All I have to do is come to the start button over here, and I don't have it connected. So let's go to the laser tab, and let's right click on that. Of course it's not connected. You know that's always going to happen in a live stream. Do I have it plugged in? That's the question.
She says ready now. Still not connected?
No, because it's on COM 1. That's why. There's no COM ports available. It could be what I did on this. Hang on, let me unplug it. I don't know if I may have unplugged this. Yep. I think I unplugged this USB cord. I reset all of my cameras. So, it's turned off.
Yes, Gary Wolf. Jerry talks, but I'm a guest, so I'm just being quiet.
So my sports car enthusiast and my laser enthusiast, there is no substitute. She says she's been having a lot of fun with my earrings. And I tell you, guys, if you aren't making earrings, you're missing out on a cash cow. We all have tons of scrap material laying around, and that's all I use to make my earrings. And, $10, $15, $20 a pair. You make more profit off of your scrap than I do anything else. And I have a lot of designs on hobowithwood.com for earring designs, and an earring holder to display them if you want to put a little retail place up and put it in the shop.
Well, it would have helped if I turned the machine on, which I just did.
There you go.
So that might have helped. You know why? I have a light turned on back there, so it looked like it was on. And let me see. I do need to focus the laser first, so I'll move it over to the material. And I did make a new focal gauge too. I 3D printed this gauge right here, and it has 4 steps on it, so it has a top step for my photos as well. So I'm going to put this on 3mm, focus that, and I printed also a little holder in the side for that too, so I don't have to use the metal one. Okay, now it's focused, and the power button is on. So that was the important step. Don't forget, folks, turn on the power button.
And guys, if you're late tuning into the live stream, if you have questions, make sure you put a question mark in your comment at the end of your question, so I know it's a question. I don't want to miss anybody. But it's impossible to read all of these comments. So I look for question mark.
So there we go.
So Jack in the shop, he comes in with a little humor here. I guess he's referring to my Jesus fish. He said, God said, turn the other cheek, but after that, I only have two cheeks. And
That's
V
funny.
comments, yes, V. These are thin acrylic, and they're probably single use. But if you get hit, jab, poked with these things, you're probably going to let go of whoever you're doing.
Oh, if somebody punches you with one of those, it's going to do more than a little jab.
And Steve Johnson says he can't. I can just see selling one to my wife. Are you concerned that she'll use that against you? Okay, off topic. All right, here's a question mark. Off topic. Well, hey, there is no such thing here. That's why we're here, to throw your questions out there.
No.
Will the Rolly engrave brass?
No, you need a fiber for that. Hey, Jerry, show them what you did this week while we're running this job.
Yeah, I followed Rich's video a couple days ago. I had some green acrylic laying around, and I did two clear keychains, one for the Bates Motel, one for the Overlook Hotel.
I like the translucent.
Exactly right. And I need to sand the edges just a little bit. But they came out pretty nice. I had some green. And then I figured, well, let's do something a little bit bigger. So then I have an Overlook Hotel here and a Bates Motel. I made them a lot larger. I don't have any key rings to put on the top. And then on the back of each one, I put the two hotels and motel in question. Now, online, it says that's the Overlook from The Shining, but Rich says, no, that's the wrong hotel. But that's what it said on Google. That's why I went with that picture. And then I just done on a test piece of material, I've done this 3 or 4 times. So I got it to look the way I wanted it to before I put it on the finished piece of wood here. And the same with the Bates Motel. You can see Mama's house up top, and then a motel, and it says Bates down there. But I thought that'd be pretty cool. And then I clear coated them. I didn't want to paint them yellow or green. I figured I'll just clear coat them. And then the two green ones came out real nice. And a few people in chat said, well, don't I ever talk? And I guess they meant Patrick. They said, Steve, we're being so quiet. Well, I live stream weekly, and I talk a mile a minute. So seeing me not talking, for the people that know me, that's amazing. But it's for live streams, so I'm just kind of listening. So anyway, yeah, it came out great. Rich done a great job. I followed his video, like I said, but I never got the top quite right. But other than that, they came out real good. So I saved them in Lightburn, then I done another 2 bigger ones. And that's what I've been working on this week, other than other things I got going on. So
I'll have to send you the timestamp where you can adjust the top on the video. But
another question, Rich used to use the lower left alignment, I think. With the Rolly, he uses the top left. Why? And
because I used to use a different laser, so I used the top. No, the bottom left is the origin of the machine, but the top left is where I engrave and I cut because it's closer to the exhaust. So you want to be as close to the exhaust as possible. And I never use the bottom for engraving. That's just the origin of the machine.
Yeah, and I've taken to following suit there. I use that top left as where I start my jobs and where I position my material for that reason. But also another reason, if you're using that camera to help position your material, if you have, like right there, when that job finished, that laser head moved to that's his finished position. It's back and out of the way. And now, and he's ready to put another piece of material down or reposition that material. He can just drop it in, take a picture, and the laser and the gantry is not in the way.
How's that for a final product?
Looks good.
great.
And this is just a quick, simple, 3, 4, 5 minute project. And of course, that's out of wood, for the demonstration. But the actual one that I did was out of obsidian right here. So this is a sparkle. Women love this sparkle acrylic. So I did this out of the sparkle acrylic, and then the part that was engraved, I just put some green paint on there and wiped it right off, and it stained the engraving part. And that was also done on the Lasermatic, by the way, this one here.
All right, so that last question was from GBWSF, and then just a few comments later, he just made a comment that didn't answer his question, but thanks. So if you still have any other questions, GBWSF, post them down there. I'm getting to the questions. I'll get to you again, but hopefully we've resolved any questions you had there.
Well, the answer to that question was I do it in the top left corner because that's where the exhaust is. So the closer to the exhaust, the cleaner your acrylic on the inside is going to stay. You know, it's the only answer that I can think of.
Yeah, and they're having a whole conversation between themselves now. It's like, you know, he does use the lower left, and he was just wondering why you use the upper left, and it's about personal preference, right? I mean, and then there's reasons that you do it, and now you've shared your reasons. He might change what he's doing because of that, but I do it mainly because I have my finished position set like you do. It's up and out of the way to the right. That way, whenever I shut my lid and take a camera, the gantry and the laser's gone. If you're using that forward position to work from, and you're not putting that laser head at the back out of the way for a finished position, that gantry and laser's in the way. You know, in my opinion. So
yeah. So
there's no right way or wrong way, right?
No, there isn't. But as far as where you position for your job, if you know, some people have the exhaust on top, some people have it on the side, on the right side. You always want to position it as close to your exhaust as possible, and that'll keep the rest of your either your acrylic or your whatever you're using for an enclosure, that'll keep the inside of it clean, because the smoke will get sucked out before it touches the enclosure. So
and several people are commenting about there's homing to the front left. Yeah, and that is home position on
that's the home position.
But we're not using home, we're using finish
start position. Yeah, our start position is top left.
Yeah, and that's
all Lasermatics home to the front left, and so do most lasers, most diode lasers. Some of them, you know, do, like some of the Atom Stacks and some of the NAJs, they home to the top left, but most diode lasers home to the bottom left corner. That's the home position. That's something completely different.
V's being funny. He's just testing to see if the question mark actually works. And yes, I saw your question mark, V. It works. Another question. When Rich said plastic for the yellow, he did the keychains out of, is it plastic or acrylic?
Plastic. So I did a couple different keychains. So the green over here, that's 3mm acrylic. The black and yellow is 3mm acrylic. The obsidian is black. The obsidian is sparkle acrylic. These are plastic. So this is romark plastic. And this is only like 0.4 millimeters thick, which is the perfect size. I'll show you what the sheet looks like.
We lost Patrick.
Yeah, he said that he lost his connection. So this is the sheet of acrylic. This sheet is $15. The part number is 122517, and it is made by Romark. And you have to be very careful if you buy this, because both sides are covered, and you cannot engrave this with the laser if the plastic is on it, the plastic cover.
Hey,
because
Steve, did you just notice that Patrick was gone?
Yeah.
But if you try engraving this with the plastic cover on, what's going to happen is the plastic is going to melt, and your engraving will not come out really clean. It'll come out with burnt edges all over the sides. If you take a look at this keychain, you can see how incredibly precise that engraving is. I mean, it comes out absolutely beautiful. Oh, and something else too. You see that brand drop in any mailbox, postage guaranteed? That actually works, by the way, in case you don't know that. You can, as long as that's on there, the postman will deliver a notice to your house saying that postage is due to go pick it up. So the thing is that they have to know where to deliver it. And being that it's got your keys on it, you don't want to use your home address. So what you want to do is always use a friend's address. So engrave on the back the address, or on the front, wherever, front, back, doesn't matter. And they'll bring that note to your friend, which is not your house where the keys actually work, in case a thief gets it. So they'll send that notice to your friend, and then your friend can call you and say, hey, I got a notice saying that just let your friend know that, you did it. And
wouldn't they try to deliver it to the Bates Motel address on the front like a regular key fob?
No, well, you wouldn't engrave it Bates Motel. You'd put your own address on there. you'd put in my video, I put, where the heck are my keys, engraving it on the front of it. And then if you put your address on there and you lose them, they'll deliver it. They'll deliver the notice to whatever address is on the keychain.
So have you ever done any laser engraving on any food?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was watching John's video on Tripod's Garage, and he did some cookies. So for a party that we had, I engraved the top of the cookies.
With the diode or with the CO2?
With the diode.
Okay.
Yeah. I can do hot dogs and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
I tried doing some chocolate covered Oreos, but with the diode, but they just tasted burnt.
I did these sugar cookies, and you couldn't taste, if you get the right setting. The first couple that I did tasted horrible, but then I got the right setting. I used a really low setting at a pretty high speed. You could still read everything. It looked nice, and you couldn't taste it at all. So
specifically, EF Sniff, he just asking you toast bread on a laser.
Yes, you can.
Take a while.
Yeah,
you're gonna toast the whole slice of bread.
Yeah, that would take about probably 15 minutes to do. I mean, it'd be quicker in your toaster.
And depending on where you live right now, you can put it outside a lot quicker than using the laser.
That's true. It was 90. What was it? 98 degrees here today. Could have put that out in the sun, and it would have toasted just fine.
All right. So this is a long one. Wondering about advice you and I have for small print on small pieces. For instance, a name in a license plate, i.e. preferred font, fill or not fill, or just a line, want it readable but not looking like a blob. First thing comes to mind is going to depend on the material. Different materials might require different fonts or sizes, or fill or not fill.
Well, license plate is a pretty big project.
Yeah, but and that's why I was a little confused, because she says for small print on small pieces, and then, for instance, a name on a license plate. You might want to clarify that. And
I almost never use line for text. I don't think, I can't even remember. I can't even remember the last time that I used line for text. I always use fill, no matter how small it is.
I've used it when I do translucent acrylic, and that's it.
So that link, somebody was asking if you can find the comment that's talking about the link to the romark and put that up.
I didn't see anything.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so I didn't put up the link, but it is Johnson Plastics. So that's jpplus.com. And the romark, the yellow, forgot the part number now, 1222517. 122, yeah, that's it, 122517. It's called romark satin blue yellow. Yep. Okay, so this one is blue yellow. That one was black yellow. I'm not sure of the part number for the black yellow. But it's 122517 is the name of the is the part number for the item. It's romark Romark Plastic 122517.
And I
Is the
shared
blue and
their
yellow.
address in the comments. So,
And this is okay. So this is 1/16 inch. Yeah. So it's 3 mil. This is not 1/16 inch. I think they got that wrong.
Yeah, 1/16 would be paper thin. Well, not
Oh,
literally.
it is. It is 1/16. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1/16 of an inch is 1.66 millimeters, 1.7 millimeters. I thought it was thinner than that. Yep. So that is right.
Malverde Designs asking, just came in and was wondering if this can all be done on the Falcon 10 watt. Been
Yep.
wanting to try out acrylic, just don't know how to even start. Well, all of our projects were done with a 10 watt diode. So
Yeah.
yes.
And if you don't know how to start, go over to engraveandcutfiles.com and you can purchase my 10 watt library, which took me like almost 300 hours of testing to put together. Every single speed and power in there was done on this Lasermatic behind me, and every single one of those was actually done. It's not like any other library you'll find anywhere, because it's not just the suggested settings, it's settings that actually worked on a 10 watt laser. So and there, like I said, there are hundreds of hours that are put into it. I will share that screen again so that you can see it. Let's see. It said that I was still sharing it, but I'm not. I'm going to go back and share it again. And let me make this bigger. So over here is the library, and these are all of the materials. All of these materials have been tested. Everything that you see in here. And down here is the romark. There are a few different types. I've got everything from rubber stamps. I've got the Scott Ply plastic name badges, stainless steel, stone and slate, vinyl, and everything. All these different types of woods. And acrylic is up here at the top. You won't find a library like this anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think I have that either.
It came on your USB drive if you with the Lasermatic 10.
Okay, and then you sent me an updated version, I believe. Yeah.
$7.95.
So let's see.
But you can find that library on engravingcutfiles.com. It's engraveandcutfiles.com. Sorry, Steve.
Scott's asking for these keychains. What thickness materials is everyone using? What did you use on yours there, Rich?
That was 1/16 of an inch plastic, and I used 3 millimeter acrylic for the other ones.
Yeah, and as I on my self-defense ones, those were just single layer 3 millimeter. But and like I said, and they'll do good in one or two punches. But I did do a keychain for myself, and this one was 3 millimeter, but I doubled up the layers.
Yeah.
So
both sides match.
Well, no, that's solid, hidden the back of it, nice and smooth. And then, but by making that 6 millimeters, you could do the same thing with self-defense keychains. If you've got 3 millimeter acrylic, you could just cut two of them out and sandwich them together. You ain't breaking that.
You would sandwich those together?
That's 3 millimeter off, so I just measured it. It's 3 millimeter.
Yeah. Those I just sandwiched that together. I cut out the top layer, and then just cut out the outline. And
I can tell you that 1.7 millimeter romark is also perfect. So you don't have to have 3 millimeter. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, I was going to show Patrick designed it, and I printed that out on my Bamboo Labs in black and silver.
Yeah,
That
Jerry's got to show off that he can print multicolors.
Yeah. Well, anybody can on something like that. Just do a layer change on your regular printer. So.
Yeah. So I also printed my own. I'll show it to you. That is the holder right there. This is the holder. This is the actual gauge. This is the lasermatic gauge.
Did you share the STL for the 3D printed people out there?
The STL is on my Tinkercad, so you can just go there.
Okay.
But this just drops right into there perfectly, and it's stored on the side. I have an extra step up on top. See, it says photo.
Yeah.
So that extra step on top is for when I do photos.
Yeah.
And this you'll never lose because it fits right in there, and I have it double side taped to the acrylic on the inside. I also have this. This also fits in here too. You see, you can put either one of them in here. But I'm just keeping the plastic one here because I'll probably never use that, and I always just keep this right here so I don't ever lose it. But yeah, so that anything that whenever I talk about 3D printing stuff, it's always going to be available for free on my Tinkercad account. So you can just go to tinkercad.com and type in there Louisiana Hobby Guy, and anything that I've 3D printed will be there for free. And don't expect any of the prints to be perfect. So this one, the letters are a little goofy, but you know, it does the job. So.
All right. And Steve Johnson, I think this is probably late. Yes. JP Plus. I shared it in the comments. We've already talked about that, but just, you have a question mark. I wanted to make sure your question was addressed. Another question mark. I love this channel. May I ask what you use to polish your acrylic or plastic?
You may. I use Novus. Let's see. So Novus has three different things. So they have the polish. There's Novus 1, 2, and 3. And this is what it looks like. And one is a polish. One is a, let's see. This one is a scratch remover, number 2. Number 1 is the polish. Number 1. I think it's called Clean and Finish. Yeah, Clean and Shine is number 1. And number 3 is a heavy scratch remover. So these are the 3 different products. They come in a package 1, 2, and 3. Once you've bought the package of 1, 2, and 3, the only thing you'll need to buy after that is the 1, because this is the one you're going to use the most of right here.
All right, Rich, grab that romark again. Grab that small piece.
Okay.
Because we need to do a little clarification on your romark.
What's the question?
Well, I'm getting ready to put it on screen, and then you need to make you full screen. Lorraine Austin, she's down in Australia. She says, unfortunately, where you get it from America doesn't help me. She's in Australia, and she didn't think you could engrave plastic. Is it a certain type of plastic? And we didn't clarify what romark is and how it works.
Okay, romark is, as you can see here, it's black plastic, this one, and the top is a very thin layer of yellow plastic. Okay, so what we're doing is you're engraving away just the top, exposing the black.
So hopefully that helps you, Lorraine. And I'm sure that there are sign manufacturers in Australia. They may not have the Romark brand, but I guarantee you there will be a and they actually make that where that's 2 layers. They make it with 3 layers where it's on both sides. And so, you know, if it was going to be in a stand and both sides of the sign will be visible. So you can get it in several and different color combinations. But I'm sure you can find that material in Australia.
Now, if you're using a diode laser, thank you so much, Bob, for that donation. Appreciate it. Hey, everybody, hit that little thanks button down there to the $sign to keep this live stream, you know, going. Because I mean, that's the only income that we've got from this channel. So, besides the few pennies that YouTube throws at us once a month. But anyway, if you're using a diode laser or a CO2, you'll have no problem with the Romark plastic. But if you have to have on the diode laser, you must have a dark colored background or else it won't cut through it. So many of these plastics have a white background on them. In fact, most of the selection is white background. So you have to make sure that you got either the gray or the black background backing layer, or else you won't be able to cut it on a diode. Now with the CO2, you don't have to worry about any of that. But with the diode laser, you do have to have a dark, solid background color.
And Jason, I answered that question just now too. He's asking if the back of that keychain is yellow. You can get it where it is 2 layers of yellow with a black core if you wanted to have both, sides of it in yellow.
Yeah, the back is black.
Make sure you get it.
This was dark enough to engrave and cut without a backing. I did have a backing on it, but when I done my tests, I had the backing off on both sides, and it did cut it fine. So that green there is dark enough.
Yeah, if it's a dark color, it's okay. It's the light colors that you can't cut through with a diode.
Yeah, light clear. Yeah.
And here ET-LC wants to make sure his question mark, seen he put it in front.
Yes.
Will the material library work somewhat with the Combo 10-watt laser?
Yes, it'll work on any 10-watt diode laser. It'll work if your laser is focused properly. If your laser is not focused properly, like anything else, it won't work. But
it's a good starting point. It's going to be 99%.
No, actually, my library is not a starting point. My library is tested and proven.
Well, it's going to depend on the material too, the environment, and there's other issues, especially if you're working with wood.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, so it's not an absolute Bible, but it's damn near close.
Yeah, and that goes for any library. You can test and get a cut for a piece of wood today that doesn't work next week, but it'll be close, because it like Steve said, it all depends on the environment. So, these are really super close. All of these numbers are tested, and they worked on this laser, which is 10 watts, and they'll work on any 10-watt laser as long as it's outputting at 10 watts.
And one of the other viewers commented to Lorraine just saying that he got his from Trotec. They call it Trolay. So I just want to make sure that you've seen that.
Okay, so Romark is just the brand, and Trotec has their own brand name, but it is neither one of those. It's not Trolays. It's not Romark. I'm trying to find out. I don't see it here. The technical name for this product is something completely different, but there are several different names for it. This one just happens to come from Romark. No, it doesn't say what it is. But I like the Romark because it's made in the USA. The Trotec is made in Canada.
I think there's some clarification. We were talking about needing fine print. I think she's got a vector image of a car, and she's needing to put little tiny letters in the license plate in the vector. And on some of my images on hubowithwood.com, my car is I'm not old, I'm a classic. I did just that. If you look at the license plate, it'll say 69 Stang or whatever. And I don't know, maybe look at those images. I don't remember how I did it, but it's just trial and error, and which material you're working on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I also wanted to bring up that we are not having a raffle during these live streams over the next, I guess, few live streams, because we have an online raffle that's going on. So let me just put that up on the screen for you. Right there at the bottom of the screen is the online raffle if you want to try and win this laser that is behind me.
Well, it's not blinking. What happened here? Come unplugged.
I see your light.
There it goes. Now
Jerry, clap. Don't forget, clapper.
Yeah, I don't know what's having an issue now all of a sudden.
I seen it.
Anyway, that's on a 12 by 12 mirror. There it goes.
Well, because it's made in China.
Anyway, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, testing. Anyway, I engraved the back of a mirror on the Lasermatic 10. It came out really good.
And by the way, in case you folks don't know it, Steve did an entire series on his YouTube channel about engraving mirrors, so you might want to check that out too.
But only if you're serious, because there's some lengthy summer guns.
Oh yeah, you got to be totally serious. I watched when I finished. I think I made a comment on one of them. I can't believe I watched the whole thing.
All right,
but it's worth the watch.
If you really want to learn, but if you're Don't tune in thinking you can get it in 5 minutes because it ain't easy.
Yeah.
All right. Question mark. Speaking of various materials, on the topic of acrylic/plastic, can the same acrylic, which is commonly cast as pen blanks, is that a question?
Alumilite he's talking about. I don't know. I've never tried to cut that, the pen blank Alumilite, but yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's a matter of testing. So you have to test and find out. In my library for the acrylic, I have different types of acrylic, and every one of them is a different test. And just to show you, and this is an upgraded library, so it's got a couple more in here, but I've got yellow, and then I've got I've got the obsidian, I've got the red with paper on it, I've got the red without paper, the yellow with paper, without paper. So they're every different type of plastic that you use has to be tested to see what kind of results that you can get from it. So that all goes back to testing, and it's always the same. The answer to those questions is always the same, and it's you have to do a material test on it.
All right. Okay. I knew that wasn't a complete question. I'm like, what? So now is the rest of it. Is tell your wife to leave the room. You're busy.
No, there is no such thing as not damaging the laser. Anything that you cut or engrave on the laser will damage the laser. That's just the nature of the hobby. So yeah, everything will damage the laser. Right, some things more than others.
I have scrolled through the entire post there, and I think I've gotten all the questions. If you have still at this point a question that I either missed or anything, now's the time to post it, because as soon as you ask it, we're popping it up here.
Okay, good. So I want to remind everybody that our website is brand new. We've put a lot of time and effort into it, and now we have 90 people watching, so more than we had earlier. So if you could run over to lasermakersrealm.com and sign up for our newsletter over there. We have a notification service. It's not really a newsletter that will notify you the day that we go live, so you don't forget. So I'd like to ask everybody to run over there and sign up for that notification service.
And go subscribe to Jerry 3D HP. I do lasers. I do 3D printing, painting, resin, little CNC work, a little bit of everything. And on my weekly live streams, I talk a mile a minute. Because I'm their guest, I'm being kind of quiet and,
Yeah, Gary is never quiet. But if you look down at the bottom of the screen, it's youtube.com/@3dhp.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Question: how will a fiber laser do with the 2-color plastic?
It'll do it very quickly. Very quickly. I haven't done it on the fiber yet, but I can tell you that coating is very, very thin. And I can probably do that entire keychain in maybe 20 or 25 seconds, something like that. I haven't done the test for the material yet. So, in fact, I will do that, because I'm going to add that to my material library, being that I have 9 sheets of this in different colors now. So I will test it for the fiber, but it's gonna do it very quickly, maybe 20 or 30 seconds for each one.
And an idea that I had with my cows, I'm not a dad, I'm not a granddad, and don't plan to be. And if I am, I don't want to know about it.
You probably are.
I made these for a family member. My cousin, I guess she's about 2 months now. But the idea that I had for these, as far as a revenue idea, go market these to your local photography places, the ones that are doing the newborn photo shoots. And you want to sell them not 1, but you want to sell them 4. Why 4? Because how many times are they going to do a photo shoot where they're doing twin girls or twin boys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They need a boy and a girl.
Yep.
So go to hobowithwood.com, grab these files, Then you can go to make these. Go to your local photography shops, and I sell those. I'm marketing those and selling the cows and the 20 or the 12 tags. I think $70 for the pair. So, and then what I was doing for my.
Well, what if they have sextuplets?
Well, then they should have stayed off them meds. But for the photography shops, I say they're 70 a piece, or I'll do you 4 for the price of 3. Yeah, and so that's an opportunity to market something. You know, how many times are you going to make these and use them yourself and the family? Once.
Yeah.
But a photography studio, man, they could use those over and over and over again, and a neat little prop for them.
Yep. So, Dave, the the Obsidian came from jpplus.com. Johnson Plastic Plus, jpplus.com. That's where all of my acrylic comes from, because I try and do a larger order so I don't have to pay shipping. So I think it's like $50 or something to get the free shipping.
And ET says, Hobo, you don't tell your wife you're busy. You pay attention to her right then. Well, I guess that's why I'm single.
Oh, when that dog barks, you jump.
Well, she doesn't say anything, and when she does,
he doesn't need a wife. He's got a dog.
Yeah, when she barks, I listen, because when she barks, she needs to go outside, and we're going to go do it right now. Other than that, she's quiet.
That's
so she's telling me she's getting ready to pee her pants, so we're going to go.
What is the question, Gail? You put the 2 color sheets ? I'm not sure what your question is.
Go up to her first part of the comments. Up to.
Is the coating painted on? No, the coating is plastic.
It's thin plastic. Yep.
Yeah, so it's thin plastic that's adhered to the top of thicker plastic. Okay, thanks, Jerry. Arrange babies around the prop.
That's exactly what. Yeah, that's.
Yep.
But I don't want no babies in here. But yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, you put that in the photograph with the babies.
The sextuplets will still only be 2 not necessarily. Don't they? I mean, isn't that like twins? I mean, there can be twins of 2 genders. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, hear what you're saying. Yeah. No, I actually see it. It's on the screen. All right, let's see. You could also put years on the back of the month tags, and yeah.
Now, what I was going to do, if you're going to make this for personal use, so where is the boy? The version that I have for download actually has a blank area for when you take this tag off. I painted that one, but you don't have to paint that. You could actually engrave the baby's name, the birth date, the weight, all that can be a permanent fixture there. And then for the monthly photograph, you put your tag on there.
Mm-hmm.
So and there is no wrong way to do this stuff, guys. You know.
Yep. Romark utilizes pre-consumer recycled plastic and where product specifications permit, averaging 20% in select products. Once a Romark product is consumed, it may be recycled. Okay, I don't know what the question is. Yeah, I don't know. I like buying from them because they use recycled materials and it's made in America. So what happened to Patrick is on satellite and he has a very unstable connection.
And he said it was storming pretty good up there too.
Yeah, so he lost his satellite connection.
So I'm being quiet just like Patrick. That's why I'm here.
Got to go. Not a question, just a comment. I made a comment to Rich earlier. Look for it. Thanks. Okay, I don't know if we're going to scroll back and look for it, but if you have a comment that goes unanswered, you can send it to lasermakersrealm@gmail.com. Well, welcome, Ian.
welcome.
Ian finally made it. Don't forget, folks, you can always see the replay of this when we post it, and the replays get posted right after the stream. So, you can always come back and see the replay. You can even watch the entire live again, which is the same thing as the replay on the live tab on the channel.
And I think he's using Starlink, ain't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on Starlink, but he's the weather, he said, it's been pretty bad up there today. And when I come in, it was looking really dark and rumbling. He said he was experiencing some bad weather too.
And don't forget, we have a bunch of social media as well where you can ask questions too. So down below, you'll see all of our different social media. And even if most of our viewers are not young, but even if you are, we even have a Discord. So not something that I personally like, but Patrick takes care of that.
Yeah, I don't even know anything about Discord. I've never heard of it till you guys introduced me to it, and I've never used it.
Yeah. Well, if you guys want to buy this laser that I've got in the back that all of us have in the live stream, there is a link that also supports the channel down below, and it's very simply lasermakersrealm.com/Rolly10.
Yeah.
We're going to change that to Lasermatic.
Yeah.
But for right now, that's what it is. lasermakersrealm.com/Rolly10.
I want to make a controversial statement that you might want to smack me on the hand when I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
I've been watching the rolling the laser the Lasermatic automation, whatever, the Facebook group.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been talking about problems. They don't know problems. And if you purchase this Lasermatic 10 and it's your very first laser ever, then some of the problems might just be due to inexperience and or problems with your hardware.
I haven't seen problems being posted there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not problems with machines, but people are, and then they get. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They misinterpret their inability to use it as it's a problem with. It's not a problem with the machine. If you want problematic lasers, buy one of the other ones.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Buy one of those other ones that I won't even talk about, and then you wish like hell you spent less money and bought one of these.
Yeah, but the good thing about this machine is that it's completely problem free if you read the owner's manual. So, and it is the best owner's manual you'll find with any laser anywhere, bar none. It is done on cardstock paper. It's got pictures. It's all in plain English. It's not in Chinglish like the rest of them are. And it tells you step by step by step how to set it up, how to install the software. Everything is right there in the manual.
So Chris says there's a difference between machine problem and user error.
Yeah.
And cockpit error. I absolutely. And that's what, I don't want people's inexperience and their negative comments because of their inability to work with. I'm telling you what, guys, this thing, if this had been my very first laser, I probably wouldn't have had 4 or 5 other ones. Because that first, and I was about ready to throw in the towel after that first one. It was such a problematic thing.
And that happens to be the biggest name brand out there that we don't mention.
Junk, absolute junk. They're great at marketing, but if you have been following along and you say, well, that's not everything that Rich has said it's been. No, it is everything Rich has said it's been. But as it was just mentioned, most of the problems are cockpit error. And when there is the occasion that might have been a small technical difficulty, then they're Johnny on the spot. Now, who is the one guy? And I don't know, Rich, is it Dimitri?
Yeah.
Who is he?
He's one of the moderators on the forum. He's just a user that loves the machine.
He is super helpful.
He will actually get on a Zoom call with you if you're having trouble. And the only thing that most new users have trouble with is the virtual device driver, the CH340. So that's it. That's really the only problem that most new users have. But some new users, they can't figure out how to focus it. And, I saw one particular post that I thought was kind of funny because they focused the laser once, and then they tightened the little knob so that it wouldn't move. And then they said, well, I can't focus it anymore. Now I can only cut on this 3mm wood because it won't move up and down when I try and turn the knob. And, there were 42 comments to that. And I said, well, did you just loosen the little lock knob on the side?
All right, just to clarify, Rich says you could win the machine behind him, but it isn't a new Lasermatic.
Brand new.
Wrong.
Brand new.
This the 29th, in 2 weeks from tonight, the raffle is for a brand spanking out of the box, brand new Lasermatic 10.
Delivered by Amazon.
Then to follow that up, we are giving away our machines in raffles.
Except for me.
The one on the 29th is brand new.
Yeah.
And these, I've not had mine, a month, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
So when we go to give away our used ones, they're still going to be in excellent condition and good working order.
Yeah.
All right. So, and we already addressed this. They said they're looking for buying the Lasermatic when the 20-watt comes out. All right. Question marks. Want to talk problems. I started off with a Sane Smart knockoff 3018 Pro. Now, if there is an issue, it's almost always something I overlooked, such as not refocusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're down to the last 8 minutes of the live stream. We've only had 4 donations so far. I mean, with 90 people watching, I would expect
that's
we've without looking at the other donations.
Yeah. And Patrick is the one that sees the other stuff, so I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
There.
Yep. So I'll take that back. But don't forget, folks, there is that little $sign right by the chat where you can donate live while we're streaming. So I forgot about the other one.
Yeah, there's 4 other methods, but they don't post here.
Yeah. Don't
right.
forget now, if you have an idea, down on the bottom of the screen, you'll see the email address for the Laser Makers Realm. So if you submit an idea to us for a project and we use it and we actually make it on the live stream, we'll send it to you for free after we do the live stream. So you'll get the physical product that we make.
We've had some suggestions coming in. V Swan says when he wins, he's already claiming it. When I win the Lasermatic, can one of you fellas include the little focal holder too? Yes, mine is going to come with it. So don't know about.
Now we're only talking about the LMR branded ones. So the one that's going to come from Amazon is not going to include it.
Right.
No.
The ones that we're giving away, our machines. And the file to do the cut out the wood boxes and the free file is in the download tonight.
And Army Dogs Creation came through with a $10 donation. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
All right. And question: when are we giving ours away? Ours will be done.
Not for a long time.
Yeah, but it won't be all 3 at one time. They'll be individually raffled off as we get replacement machines, and we don't.
First, we'll be raffling off the Lasermatic 10. And then after that, we'll be raffling off a Lasermatic 20. And then after that, we'll be raffling off a Lasermatic 30. So it probably won't be for some time. We may set up multiple raffles. We haven't really decided any of that yet. But for right now, we're going to say it won't be for several months.
All right. Will you gentlemen's files be posted here after this live stream or on the Laser Makers Realm?
It should already be on the Laser Makers Realm. Let me take a look and see. No, for some reason it's not. Same thing happened the last 2 weeks ago. We had a post schedule that didn't post. I will actually go and force post that right now.
And if you want to bring me some whiskey, I think you told me once before you were in California. If you want to come from California and bring me some whiskey, I'll be happy to partake. Let's see, looking for question marks. Okay, let's see. Lightburn has an option to set so you can enter ever a checklist and enable it so you cannot start. Lightburn has an option to set so you can enter every, maybe, I don't know what it is, a checklist and enable it so you cannot start. Yeah, I don't know. Is that a question? If you're asking, does it have that? Yes, it does have that option. And that's in your settings. And I can't share my screen. I'm not that advanced, but I'm gonna go in here to my settings real quick. It's either in the gears or the wrench and screwdriver. It's a checklist. And whenever Rich gets back, he can tell us exactly where it's at.
I'm sorry, I missed all that. I was in the other office. What was it?
I can't tell if this was a question or a comment. It's got a question mark in it, but he's talking about the checklist. Enabling a checklist so that you make sure you've done everything before you hit start. When you hit start, that checklist pops up. I've got
hang on 1 second.
I got it turned on mine. I have to remember where I did it at.
Oh, it's in the device settings. I'll show you. Hang on.
And that's what I'm
talking
about.
So if you come up here to the wrench and screwdriver icon, over here, you see where it says enabled way down here. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, can't see it.
It says enable job checklist right here at the bottom.
Just above OK. Just above OK.
So if you tick that on to green and then click on edit, then whatever you type in here and say OK to, well, that will pop up the message. So I'm going to turn it off for now, but that is where, just remember the wrench and screwdriver icon, and then way at the bottom, you'll see enable job checklist down here. And maybe if I make this a little bit bigger, that might help. Nope, that didn't do anything.
But I use that feature.
Yeah. But that's where it is. The little wrench and screwdriver way at the bottom of the screen, enable job checklist.
Any idea when the Chuck Rotary will be available? Chicago Bob.
The Chuck Rotary for the Lasermatic 10 should be available at the end of August. It's in fact, it might even be available sooner because I think that is going to be in version 2. So probably in the next couple weeks.
Do you have a banner for the signing up for the raffle?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because Mark Bingham's asking, where do we sign up for the raffles?
It's on the bottom of the screen.
There you go. There you go, Mark. HDL holsters. What did I miss? Absolutely nothing.
You missed the whole thing.
Let's say.
You missed the whole thing. Okay, we are at 1 minute and 28 seconds. I mean, 1 hour and 28 minutes. So we're only 2 minutes away from the end of tonight's live stream. So any last minute questions or comments need to be made now because we're just about done for the night.
I've never been this quiet my entire life. I can't believe
No, you never have, Jerry.
All right.
So we're down to the final 1 minute now, folks. So any questions or comments that you have, make them now. Otherwise, I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm going to go back to my screen again and show you the things that I've made this week, the things that are in the download. So I've got the Overlook Hotel key. I've got the Bates Motel over here. And I've also got Steve's designs.
got several different self-defense keychains. Now, I do want to stress again, guys, before you waste your acrylic trying these designs, these self-defense design, cut them out of basswood, cheap wood, scrap wood, and make sure they're going to fit your fingers or her fingers. Yeah. And then go make them out of acrylic because those really. I made about half a dozen of these, just getting the right fit for me and for some of the girls. I'm not a big guy, and I got little fat knuckles, but I don't have big fingers.
Okay, and that post is now live on the lasermakersrealm.com. So you can go and view that post, lasermakersrealm.com. And when you view the post, you'll see a link to the download for the zip file for tonight's video.
HoboWithWood.
And while you're there, subscribe to the notification. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I was like, no, yeah, hit that subscribe button. And then for these other files, the cows and all that, HoboWithWood.com. Don't forget that. That support is going to help me keep this going. Without it, I ain't going to be here.
And that's about it. We are at 90 minutes. So I want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight and watching. Thank you, Jerry, down there.
Thank you
for coming with us tonight. Thank you, Steve. Where is he? Over there. And thank you all for being here with us. We will see you again in 2 weeks. You don't want to miss the next one, because the next one is going to be fun, and it's going to be a project that everybody can do. You're going to absolutely love it. It's probably something you haven't seen before.
And are we giving away the Lasermatic in the live stream?
Yes, we are in the next live stream. Yeah.
All the more reason you want to be here and you want to be registered. And get over there to that where he's share that banner one more time where they sign up, because
it's right there at the bottom of the screen.
No, that's
where you buy it at. That's not
buying the Lasermatic.
Oh, okay. So where was it? It is lahobbyguy.com/Lasermatic.
Because there's multiple ways to enter, and you can enter more than once.
Let me make sure. I'm going to go there. I forgot that's the purchase link. I've been putting it. Yeah, that's it. lahobbyguy.com/Lasermatic is the actual link. I will put that in the comments right now. There we go. So you can sign up for that raffle right there, right now. And we will be giving that laser away direct from Amazon. It'll come straight to you, brand new in the box, on the next live stream in 2 weeks. And we'll also have a really fun project.
Do you have to be present to win?
No, you do not. No, you do not. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And we will see you all in 2 weeks' time.